Okay, let's talk about planning a group night out in Austin. We all have this perfect image in our heads, right? But let's be real. The reality can be, well, a total mess. This explainer is going to be your step-by-step guide to skipping all that chaos and actually planning a legendary, stress-free night. You know the dream. Laughing with your friends, amazing drinks, everything just flows perfectly. But the reality? It's usually a flood of surge pricing notifications, trying to find your friends you are scattered all over the map, and just so much stress. We're here to close that gap and turn that dream into a real, achievable plan. So, here's our roadmap. We're going to start by facing the big challenges head on. Then we'll get into the actual planning, talk about the one decision that changes everything, craft the perfect itinerary, and finally give you the pro tips to execute it all flawlessly. All right, first up, the Austin Nightlife Challenge. The goal here is simple, really. We want to take all those potential headaches, all those logistical nightmares, and flip them on their head to create a truly legendary night out in this amazing city. So, how do we actually do that? Well, it all starts with laying a solid foundation for success. And the secret, honestly, is to start thinking about this 2 to 3 weeks before the big night. This is when you get the whole crew aligned on the basics, so you can avoid all those arguments and headaches later on. And this right here, this is your secret weapon. Before you book a single thing, you gotta get everyone on the same page with these 5 questions. What's the vibe? What's the budget? How late is everyone trying to go? Having these conversations early, I'm telling you, it will save you so much frustration down the road. And a huge part of that chat is, of course, money. This chart gives you a super realistic idea of what a night out in Austin actually costs per person. Whether you're trying to keep it around $150 or you're going for a premium night that could be closer to $500, agreeing on a number upfront is absolutely critical for keeping everyone happy. Okay, next up, choosing your ride. And I am not exaggerating when I say this. One decision can change absolutely everything. We're talking safety, budget, keeping the group together. It impacts the entire flow of your night.
So let's just break it down. On one hand, you have ride shares. You're trying to herd cats, you've got split groups, long waits, and that totally unpredictable surge pricing. On the other hand, a party bus. Everyone stays together, the party literally never stops, and you've got a professional, sober driver handling everything. For any group of 10 or more, it's really a no-brainer.
Let's just do some quick math for, say, a group of 12. Trying to coordinate multiple ride shares could easily cost you over $400, and that's before that dreaded 2 a.m. surge pricing kicks in. A party bus at $840 total breaks down to a totally predictable $70 a person. You get a way better, way safer experience for a pretty comparable price, and without any of the stress. Now, if a party bus isn't quite your vibe, there is a third option: a black car service. You could get a Lincoln Navigator for a smaller crew, or even a Mercedes Sprinter for a bigger group. It's private, door-to-door, and just a really fantastic choice if you're going for a more elevated experience. Okay, with our transportation locked in, we can move on to the really fun part, crafting your actual bar hop itinerary. The key here isn't to have some rigid minute-by-minute schedule, but to build a smart, flexible framework for fun. And the best way to do that is with what I call the 3-zone strategy. Think of your night in 3 acts. You start in the warm-up zone at a more relaxed spot. Then you hit prime time, going to your must-visit places when the energy is at its peak. And finally, you have the late night zone, where you can either wind down or go all out at a club, always with a food truck stop in your back pocket. And here's what that strategy actually looks like on a timeline. See how it flows? You ease into the night, you hit that peak venue around 10:30, and then you have the decision point at midnight. This is where you get to read the room, check the energy levels, and decide what's next. It's the perfect balance of having a plan, but also having freedom. So, where should you actually go? Well, if you want amazing cocktails, the Roosevelt Room has this incredible, grand, old-school vibe. If you're looking for something more exclusive, try to snag a reservation at Here Nor There. It's a real hidden speakeasy. For a more laid-back patio scene, Whistler's is one of the best in the city. And for a tiny, intimate spot, you've got to find the little alleyway that leads to Small Victory. And what about that super important pregame dinner? You have so many options. Red Ash Italia is perfect if you want something upscale and celebratory. Tequero Mucho is famous for its all-pink decor and amazing tacos, perfect for that group photo. Lambert's serves up classic Texas barbecue right downtown. And hey, if your group can never agree on anything, Fairground is a cool food hall that's guaranteed to have something for everyone.
All right, let's get into our final section, executing like a pro. The plan is set. Now it's all about those small day-of details that really separate a good night from a truly great one.
This might be the most important tip of the entire explainer. Seriously, eat a real meal. I'm not talking about snacking. A proper meal with protein and carbs a few hours before you start drinking is what will let you actually enjoy the whole night. Here's another pro move. Rehydrate. Start drinking water in the afternoon. Showing up to that first bar already dehydrated is just a recipe for tapping out way too early and for a really miserable next day. And this is non-negotiable. You are going to be walking between bars, to the food truck, around the venues. Uncomfortable shoes can single-handedly ruin a perfectly planned night. Just don't let it happen. Now, during the night, you're going to use the water strategy. It's simple. For every 2 drinks you have, order 1 water. This isn't about being overly cautious. It's about extending your energy and your fun. Trust me, you'll feel so much better for it. And finally, a simple but crucial tip. Bring some cash. Not every place takes cards for cover, and having small bills for tips or for that cash-only food truck at 2 in the morning is a total lifesaver. Just be prepared. So let's bring this all together. Let's talk about your legendary night. Because really, what's the whole point of all this planning? It's not about making a rigid schedule that kills all the fun. It's about making the logistics so smooth that they just fade into the background. It's about creating the freedom for everyone to focus on what actually matters, the friends, the fun, and the memories you're all going to be talking about for years. So as you get ready for your next big Austin night out, just ask yourself this one simple question. Are you just planning for logistics, or are you planning for a legend? The choice is yours.